listeners, just several things. First, diesel prices. Our current price is $2.72 per gallon. We are averaging $2.85 per gallon for the year. And so holding fairly steady, though obviously all of us watch the price per barrel and the demand out of both China and India, oftentimes being credited with what is going to be the most long-term effects on that price of fuel, and then obviously depending on what the weather conditions are, hurricanes in the Gulf Coast can affect more short-term supply issues. Ridership, we were about 8.8 million trips were taken on buses during the past month. That's about a 4.4% decline over the previous year's figure. Also, remember, we are coming in that previous year, that is October, just coming out of that very high price gasoline, and obviously just going into the recession. Obviously, the one thing that's been different from last year is the Green Line is up and operating, and overall we have seen a 9% increase in total max weekly trips because of the new line. The ongoing recession and double-digit unemployment is still affecting, I think, as you know, we always see our ridership numbers track the economy. They generally lag by about 6 months, but obviously the ongoing nature of the unemployment picture, the 54,000 jobs, fewer jobs that Beth just referenced, is key. Is a fatality that occurred on Sunday evening at about 8 p.m. Is at the Gresham Central City Hall station platform. You may recall when you were there for our board meeting a couple of months ago. It is at the east end of that platform. The platform, if you recall, on the south side there is a park and ride area. On the north side there is the City Hall itself. There is crossings of the track at both the east and west ends of those platforms. What appears to have happened is that an individual seeing a train on the south side, that is an eastbound train at the station, wanted to be able to catch that train and runs from the City Hall side across that crosswalk area to get to the eastbound train, apparently not looking and thereby not seeing that a westbound train, a train pulling in, coming from the east but pulling in, heading westbound into that station. Now, I will remind you that this is the same location where the 16-year-old Wagner was on his bicycle and was killed at that site. Obviously, a very tragic issue. Mrs. Sturdy has been here before, the mother speaking to you about it. We have done a lot of things to be able to change that site, that crossing, since the time of that incident. And in fact, we'll be doing more. There was installed post that accident, part really very frankly, of the safety study that the legislature has asked us to do along the whole of the alignment. We're doing much, much more. But at this location, installed since the Wagner accident was a flashing light. That's yellow lights right at that crossing. There are bells that are being sounded at that, and we're all working. When we look at the tape, we can recognize that. You can see the flashing lights, and we know the bells are working. There are signages that say "Look both ways," and a new tactile strip right at before the crossing. And those apparently were not heeded by the individual, as best as we can tell in the tape. And Shelley, I know you've studied it extensively, that the individual just appeared to be just running without looking to the side, even though those lights and bells and signage are there. Obviously, it's a very sad case if there's any injury, or in this case, the most serious, that is a fatality. But we are still looking at that. We would still to be able to see one additional step that's taken here. I have no idea whether it would have helped in this case or not, but it's what is referred to as channeling. In this case, it would be really railing that would be installed that would, by the way it would be installed, trying to be able to turn the person who's wanting to make that crossing so that they are looking, in this case, if they're coming from the north, looking eastbound so that they are more likely to be able to see something. That was not yet installed here. It will be over the next several weeks. This is a part of our stimulus projects that have been underway. Whether that would have made a difference in this case, we just can't speculate. But it's still an additional step that we think is important. So with that, we'd be obviously happy to answer any questions. It is still, there are still evaluations that are being made of this. Shelley or Steve?
Okay. Lynn?
Yeah, Fred, that's what I was going to ask you about, because I have received calls already on this. And, I was going to ask you what safety steps were done. And I know this lady appeared about 3 times here. And I was critical of what was going on by TriMet, because it seemed to me that we weren't moving fast enough as TriMet, because this lady kept coming to ask us, what were we doing to prevent accidents in that place in the first place. I received a call from Senator Metzger. He's going to call another meeting of the family, and he asked me to attend it, and I will. And I will report what was done on the safety. But yeah, I'm sad that another death had to occur at that spot. I mean, obviously we didn't do enough. That's my opinion. I don't think we did enough. Maybe there needs to be an arm to stop someone from entering that crossing. I don't know. But certainly we can't have another death. I'd just like to see what we've done and get it in writing so I can report too. Because I'm being asked questions almost every day now. Since then, I'm getting calls at my house.
Well, again, we will supply the explicit elements to you. I think in so many of the things that we do in our society, we do expect that individuals do abide by some rules and, signage, the flashing lights, the bells, we're intended to be able to do that. Is there more? Obviously that's the tough issue here is what can be done, and can it stop all incidents from people just not using good judgment? So it's a sad setting.
Yeah, I agree with that. People have to use common sense when they're around these types of vehicles and crossings, certainly. But if we can do more, we need to do more.
Agree.
What's the cost of a human life?